So the first story that we're going to have about a rock or rocks is one that I have told you before and one that we've sung about in Explorers. And it's about two men. And it's a story that Jesus told. Didn't actually happen, but he told a lot of stories to help people to understand things. And he told this story about two men. And he said the wise man, he went out and built his house on a rock. He built strong foundations. He went down into the rock, built the foundations, and built his house. The foolish man, who was a bit silly, went out and he couldn't be bothered with building foundations and getting it nice and strong, so he built his house straight on the sand. And then what happened, do you remember? The storm came, and it beat and it blew and it beat and it blew. And the man who'd built his house on the sand, it wasn't strong enough and it just collapsed. But the man who'd built his house on the rock, that was really strong and that stood firm. Now Jesus told this story to show people the importance of building their lives on the right things. And what he was saying was, if you listen to what I'm saying, because Jesus went about preaching and talking a lot to people, if you listen to what I say and then ignore it, you're like the man who builds his house on the sand. Nothing happens and he's not got any strength. And the house collapses and you collapse. But if you build your house on a rock, that means if you build the foundations, if you listen to what I say and you put it into practice and you do it, then your house or your life will be strong and will be able to stand when all sorts of problems come. We all have problems. Things happen and it upsets us, and we need to know that inside our hearts and inside our minds we've built our house or built ourselves on that solid rock, which is Jesus, because Jesus has the answers to everything. We might not always like them, but he has the answers. And if we build our house on his rock, on what he says, and we know where to find that, don't we, in the Bible? If we find out what Jesus says and then build our lives and do those things, then we'll have nice, strong lives and strong houses.